What's up, guys? Sub-Zero here, back for another VOD review. Today, doing a VOD review of Set 17 PvE. It finally released yesterday night. If you were one of those people staying up in the afternoon to try to get to play and then, crashed out. Oh my god. I have my normal stream time, and I wanted to go live then, and I was like, I'm going to wait a little while and so that we can, wait for PvE to be live. And then I waited like 10 hours or something, and then it finally went live in the evening. Bless Riot Games for getting it released on Tuesday, even though technically Tuesday is releasing it like early. They really only owe it to us to come out on Wednesday. But yeah, PvE is out. Lunacat is jumping out of my lap. I was going to show you a Lunacam, but she decided that she doesn't want to be featured, and that's okay. Cluttered Mind's a great econ option, so we can take that. We do have this Time Breaker opener here, which, if you guys haven't played around this yet, is one of the premium econ openers that you can play around this set. You can almost think of it similar to Bard. We're going to check our Arbiter here. When Arbiter attack 3 times, gain attack speed. That'd be kind of interesting. Ramping attack speed, get you a gain AP. He does do this and then tailors it or takes it back out. Arbiter, an interesting trait, but I don't know that we're really going to play around it this game. For now, we will just chill on our Time Breaker loss streak here. Get some free rerolls as we lose. If you win, you get 1 EXP. So just a very nice, think of it almost similar to Bard of last set, where it's like you lose streak, you get some econ, you win streak, you get some econ, and you can't guarantee unlock it like Bard. There are no guarantee unlocks this set, but it's pretty easy to pick up just a random Time Breaker and play around it in the early game. So really nice to get to play around. I will say we aren't going to play around Time Breaker this game. We are going to play around a unit that is going to show up pretty darn soon, and we can talk about, because this guy is just a monster here. So another loss for Dishsoap, but just chill on his very solid, Cluttered Mind plus free rerolls opener. And we do, in our shop, see our first Urgot this game. Now, Urgot is a mecha brawler marauder. If you guys haven't had a chance to play around mechas at all, that's the hardest one to explain and the most interesting one. The way that mechas work is, you see on the left here, right below our sword, we have that mecha selector. If you put this onto Urgot, it will transform his ability to something completely different from his normal ability. It will also give him a bunch of HP, and as you add mechas, he gets AD and AP. So it's a really interesting trait. Go into here. We could even grab a second Urgot here, or we could grab a 4-cost in 3 rounds. I mean, the 4-cost is a much more generally strong line. This is much more, if we do want to go down the path of playing around this Urgot guy, because I don't think we have Lulu as well, is the only other thing that we could hit here. Do opt to just take the 4-cost because it's just very good, and we'll take the 2-star 1-cost in the Atrox. I mean, he's a great Nova unit. I don't know that we're even going to play him, but we do also, my god, see the Mighty Mech in our shop here. So now we do actually have the ability to play 3 Mighty Mech if we wanted to. We would just have to remove a unit from our board, because the way that the mecha selector works is the units that you mechanize, that you turn into mechs, you lose a unit slot for each of them. So it turns them all into Colossus units or Dragon style units. I really like this this mecha trait. The way that Mortog talked about it in his rundown is, he said, especially mechs that you put items onto and things like that, those are the ones that you are really going to be interested in itemizing. So yeah, that's how that should work there. But yeah, he's actually considering mechanizing him, and he will mechify him. I really hope he checks on the ability. Yes, please. Because what happens is he transforms into a tank. Look at that. They're all like, I love the animations. It's like straight out of Transformers. But let's see the ability here. So his passive, he gets slower. This is like completely different from his other version. So his attacks are 50% slower, but they do generate double mana. They deal a bunch of physical damage, and then also more damage to adjacent enemies. Then his other passive, Proximity Blast, whenever an enemy enters a 2-hex radius, he fires a blast in a cone towards them that deals physical damage with 30% follow per hex. Each adjacent hex is a 5-second cooldown, so he still gets his like shotgun knees type thing. And then his active, he gets a shield for 3 seconds seconds, repositions up to 1 hex to maximize the number of targets, and then it resets his cooldown. So actually, these are pretty. So the big thing is that he gets this mortar rounds thing when he transforms, whereas attacks are slower, generate mana, AoE, and of course he gets all this stuff. His animations are kind of bugging out a little bit here, but you can see this cannon that just goes boom, 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 dashes forward, is shooting more, boom, 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 and the thing that I have realized playing against this Urgot unit is, it says that he's an AD fighter, but he's actually a tank. You get it? Because he transforms into a tank. But also he's actually like straight up a tank. Like he is a very tanky fighter. Like he does not. I feel like this guy just absolutely, like every single time I fight this guy, at the end of the fight, he's like full HP. And I'm like, okay. I thought I was dealing damage to this guy, but actually no. Dish is going to get his 4 cost here, which is Karma. Okay, actually a really nice pickup here because we can fit Karma in for Voyager here. He's going to reforge the Rod here, looking for better Urgot items. Does get a BT. He can make this here. If you want to think about like, okay, how do I itemize this Urgot guy? Certainly stuff like Titans seems horrible on him because he's such a slow attacker. You really just want to play for kind of a bursty, slow-moving AD fighter. Stuff like Sterak's and BT make a lot of sense because they scale with HP, and he's getting that extra 40% HP off his augment. I guess you just take team building here and just use that to get there. Size matters. I think this augment is just like way too slow.
I'm so confused why that was augment because that is so terrible.
Yeah, he's just talking about how bad it is, essentially. And he's actually going to end on the Find Your Center. Whoa, okay. Find Your Center Urgot here and just have him sit here. We are also, this is huge here. We're going to get Maokai and Akali, and this is a pair that Akali fits really, really nicely onto this board just naturally because you're playing him as a Marauder. Marauders, by the way, you can think of them very similar to like Slayers if you guys aren't familiar with them yet. They gain Omnivamp, they gain AD. They actually grant your entire team Omnivamp, which is pretty interesting. But yeah, think of them very similar to Slayers here. We get, oh my god, the 2-star here, which is just going to be a Giga upgrade here. And yeah, we will let him go. Also, yeah, we don't really need to solo frontline him. It's not like he gains mana for getting hit. He is still an AD fighter. But the big thing with getting plus Marauder and Brawler in, first of all, these synergize perfectly with Urgot because they activate both of his traits, so you can always just play an Akali plus a Maokai here. But the other big thing is we've gotten into Nova with Marauder being Akali, which means that we're getting spell crit now. It's actually pretty funny. Yeah, you could throw this onto Urgot and make him smaller. The attack speed, he attacks 50% slower, but he generates double mana, so it's kind of the same in terms of mana gen. Like, attack speed is still attack speed onto him. So yeah, Dish is going to grab this here. Was hoping probably to hit, a high roll Urgot in his shop, but doesn't exist here. So we just get an Akali pair, which is, fine as well here. But yeah, we'll just throw this on him. This is actually funny. The tiny monstrosity Urgot. And wow, he actually... Oh, he's trying to get this thing to stop bugging out, so he unmech selectors him and remech selectors him, but no dice. He is just going to be a tiny Urgot for a tiny Urgot that is constantly changing forms throughout the most of the game. But yeah, you can see this guy. Just look at the damage he does and the lack of damage that he takes. He just does so much damage that with something like a BT, he's healing so much. I will say it'll be interesting to see if we want to go up to something like 4 Mighty Mech here, or 4 Mecha, by upgrading the Mighty Mech. I do find it quite underwhelming. You lose an entire team slot to just turn... your Mighty Mech effect from gain 3 to gain... Or to gain like 1580 and 8 to gain like a little bit more. It's just not very much. So yeah, I'm not sure how good that actually is at the end of the day. I think we might just sit at 3 for the entire game and be pretty happy with that. Just get the extra juice that is the 3 Mighty Mech. And then aside from that, don't have to do anything else crazy. He is going to go up to 4 here. The main reason you would go up to 4 is not really for the stats, but really just for the better ability onto Aatrox, granting that. So this is just, he enters, gains durability, heals, and then he releases a shockwave. And then if you upgrade him, he gets this second part. He deals a bunch of physical damage. He slams down the line, deals more physical damage, and then creates a shockwave, dealing physical damage. Okay, I just read this. Oh, no. It does... Okay. It does make him heal a little bit more. when you upgrade him. And obviously you get some extra HP for upgrading him. It's quite strange, though, that the main upgrade that you get for upgrading your tank is damage. I mean, to me, that's like very underwhelming. He is also looking at making Titan's Resolve here. I mean, it is still a way to grant CC immunity to our dude here. So I guess that is going to be what we take. I'm curious how quickly it stacks this, just because my intuition is not very, and we are just going to start rolling down here to try to pick this stuff up. Do still have the Karma in on the board here, thinking honestly of maybe getting to like a 4 brawler setup here for just a lot more HP onto this guy. I mean, to be fair, he's still stacking Titans when he takes aggro himself. Maybe it's fine. Okay, so yeah, his own auto stack it very slowly, but maybe it's good enough just to slowly stack it up himself. I'm gonna guess he could take Trifecta. I don't really see the spat being good. Exiles is just, it's a little awkward. It is great HP onto these big Bastion or Bruiser type units. So maybe you take that and just spread out. The problem is it's just he's going to eat full aggro. So yeah, we do end up taking the Trifecta, and we do actually get an Urgot off of this, which is fantastic here. Find Shen as well, who's going to be another really nice in on this board. Shen summons this sword here. The sword gives 20% attack speed and 18% max HP shield at the start of combat. And both of those stats are going to be stats that Urgot is going to like a lot. So yeah, this looks fantastic here. And once again, just look at him go. Look at him go. He's not taking any damage. What happened? Like, I guess he is this kind of like 2 hex range unit. So like there will be fights like the last one where he actually like jumps back and repositions. But still, I mean, this guy is just a monster. He's just a tank, man. We do find that Thomas Kench here, who I think normally, you know, would go in this in the kind of slots that we're gonna have open on 8s, right? You can cut down Shen for a brawler and then level for another brawler. Would be Joseph Gath, right? Cho plus DK. But because we found the Shen, I think we might just keep this guy on our board. Maybe just fit Bastion in later. Shen is obviously the best Bastion to play, but if we do find an Atrox, we can level for that, and then get Armor Shred for our entire board here. I'm actually really curious because this basically just gives us a lesser dupe. So do you want a lesser dupe or do you want an artifact? Because the tiny dupes are completely useless. He's actually thinking about it quite. I'm actually down to hear his reasoning here.
You could probably make it there. Also, I suspect like almost everyone's always taking this.
Yeah.
The one lesser dupe is like pretty good. Honestly, this is like in a confession. You just take this for the one dupe, but whatever, who cares?
Yeah, exactly. So his idea is like, if I can make it there, which I'm 68 HP win streaking, I think I can. I might as well just take the artifact, right? The tiny dupes are pretty, you know, useless. So you're really taking that for only one lesser dupe, which, like he said, I mean, is not bad. It's going to save you a lot of gold in the long run. Just lesser duping this last Maokai or this last Urgot on this board, but is it worth a full artifact? I mean, the other thing to consider is it's a random artifact, right? You do not get an artifact anvil here. You were just getting an artifact. Ooh, well, what artifact? You will find out. The upside is that we have an AP carrier on this board in Karma. We have, you know, Urgot in Urgot. We have a tank in Galio here. We even have a secondary tank, or who might end up being our primary tank in Maokai. So there's actually like not too many misses if you think about it. We're rolling, but, you know, not too much coming out here. Man, Shen seems so broken on this board, actually, because not only, you know, does he give you the sword, but when he casts this reality tear, when Urgot is in that hex range that you saw there, he's gaining, it's like 70% AS. That does decay very quickly, but still, I mean, 70% AS, even for, you know, a second would be insane here. PG Adaptive actually sounds pretty good, yeah. And we are also in Echo's Boon here. This is going to give us the Anomaly here, which does change based on who you throw it onto. So I'm curious to see who he wants to put this on here if you guys haven't played around this. So like tanks get bigger, marksmen get AS, fighters get AD and AP, casters throw fireballs, and then specialist gains stars, which is really interesting. I imagine we're just going to use this as a tank item, right? Throw this onto Maokai, make adaptive, and then throw TG onto like Mighty Mech, I guess. Oh, actually, yeah, I could see this as well. Throw it on the back line, and then this way you only get one tank item. But I guess he's saying, you know what, our board's actually tanky enough. I mean, to be fair, she's casting a decent bit. This you really want on units that are, you know, casting a lot. Like channelers are the ones that that jump up to me. So there are actually, it's kind of interesting. I'm thinking about these echo items as like, well, the caster one's just the caster one, but it's not even really the caster one. It's just the one for like a lot of repeat casts, spending a lot of mana. So we will see, how that ends up working out for him. We do find our penultimate Maokai here, and actually our ultimate Maokai, and we find Urgot. Dishsoap is falling into what I would describe as a trap. This is something that I end up doing a lot in situations like this, is I just send it to 0 here, even though I'm insanely healthy. But I think his thought is that, we can keep the win streak up if we hit this Urgot, which is, going to be worth its weight in gold. So maybe it's not. I don't know. I find that I often fall into this trap where I'm like, I'm one off Urgot, I'm going to send it to 0, and then I just end up broke the rest of the game because I'm sending it 0 here. And it's like, well, why did we send it 0? Ooh. Wait, this is a new artifact. Evelyn's Instinct. I haven't even seen this one. When switching targets, blink to the next target. Attacks and abilities execute below 12%. Kills grant the holder 50% attack speed. Is that good on Urgot? He's just going to move it down to Shen here. I mean, the thing is, you can still get the execute on anybody, really. Ooh, this is a cool little swap to move the TG up to our main tank. And then we can just put these kind of damagey items onto the Shen here. Okay, I could see it. Yeah, I mean, the healing's not bad. The Omnivamp's not bad. Man, I wanted to see this one on Urgot. This is kind of bedge, but I mean, this is obviously, you're still going to execute units with Shen, especially if you're like hitting multiple units. So that's pretty good. And my God, I mean, we're just clearing folks. Can take a last karma item here, which I guess is completed item better than Shojin? I think it is, yeah, because like there's a decent chance we'd find something like a Death Cap, yeah, or even a GS, or an LW, yeah, we can take LW here, throw this here on a Shen. He's going to roll down, try to find that last Urgot, still not going to find it, I don't think, but we can move LW up to Shen here. Shen just going to be a good job of, opening that rift and spreading it on multiple units, so pretty good holder of anything like a Morello, a Void Staff, even, a Last Whisper, even though he is an AP style unit. I mean, he does auto attack, as most units do, so that's not bad. Dish still hasn't found his Urgot yet, but I think this game is just solidified in my mind that this comp is broken, because we are 12 streak off Urgot 2, man. We're going to level here for the Sona. Sona completely traitless on this board, so you might say, why are we playing her? Well, I mean, her commander effect is just so good, right? We got the blue one, which I believe reduces mana. We just get another thing to put on our Urgot, which is huge, right? I mean, this is essentially, like half an item that we get to put onto this Urgot here, which, we've talked about this a million times before, but items multiply with each other. Your third item is your most important item because it's multiplying its stats with the second and first item. A 3.5 item is really, really good because it's multiplying with the other 3 items that you've already built. So just, fantastic to be able to pick this up here. Last item, going to be a Sunfire Cape, because we are actually still lacking Heal Cut on this board as well. We really skipped out on a lot of the stuff. It's interesting. I mean, I would have thought... I do think Aatrox is probably a very good in on this board, that you can probably just play 3 Nova, Akali plus Aatrox plus the Maokai, and then just not really have to worry about this Void Staff or LW. We're in a spot where we're kind of an embarrassment of wealth as far as items go, so we can afford to build all that stuff, but it would also be really nice to just get Bastion onto our board here. Dish is just thinking about getting Jinathan in on this board, maybe. Bard, not sure why he's hovering that guy, but Jin, he's a Dark Star, he's a really cool guy, so I mean, I definitely think that's somebody that we would like to play here. And by the way, the rest of the lobby is dead. There's only one player left alive who is playing this legendary soup here, has so many 5 costs on the board, has the Vex, has the Jin, has the Blitzcrank, is that Shen as well? Yeah. So that is 4 5 costs on the board, 6 7, and we will see what if we can outcap that board, because this board, I mean, it is a nice legendary soup, has the Stargazer in on this board as well. I don't actually know what pattern that is. Almost looks like the serpent that's like filled out over time, but I'm not 100%, but we will see, I guess. But we'll see. I mean, the Jin, it looks like still a very, very broken unit, and he is doing a lot of damage. So have we met our match here? We still have level 9 left to cap out with, and another item here, which I guess will just be the Visage here for our dude. We do also have the ability to roll good Sona mods, so we'll see. And we still have a lot of stuff left to cap out with as far as stuff like Shen 2, Sona 2, not the biggest on this board, but, something. And yeah, at this point, now that we have 2 real tank items, we're going to move those up to Maokai here. Yeah, I think this makes perfect sense. The Maokai down there is actually really nice positioning from Dish. Means that he's going to absorb the aggro from the Urgot. I will say, it's just looking like this guy's frontline is too tanky. It's so hard. I mean, the thing about this Urgot is he's disgustingly tanky, but he doesn't really have the ability to like fully burst through giant front lines like this. We are going to opt to play the Dark Lady here, plus the Lysandra here just for Dark Star, right? She is not another trait on this board, which is a little depressing, but hopefully we can find a Jhin at some point who would be a really nice in on this board. I don't know if this upgrade's gonna be enough. I mean, hopefully the Dark Lady does something, but no, we are actually dead. Oh my God. Well, still a really cool game from Dishsoap. I think this comp looked absolutely insane, and we did just get outcapped by a fast 9 board. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my Twitch, my Metafy. Oh, I was going to announce something, but I can't announce it yet for you guys. It'll be announced in a week. Well, you guys know if you've been in the loop what it already is about my Metafy. But I'll see you guys, all that stuff later. Yeah, bye-bye.